All right. I had a whole way that I wanted to get this episode started. But before I started recording, I went onto Yahoo and just started looking at some articles and came across this video. Has anyone seen the video on Twitter of Antonio Brown working out with a brick? Kind of crazy. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen it, this is Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders. He's got a brick in front of him, and he's holding it with one hand, and he lets go of it. And then with his other hand, which is behind him, he swings the hand behind him forward, grabs the brick, and then swings the hand that had the brick, swings that back, and does like a clap with his trainer behind him. And he just repeats this just over and over again. All right. I've seen the workout before. It's not new. It's definitely got to be awkward with that brick, working on that hand strength, and that finger strength. I've seen people do it with like bars. I've seen people do it with like tennis balls. Never with a brick. Cool workout. Good workout. Hell of a workout. What's fucking getting me, though, is his shoes. This dude is straight up wearing, like, some sailboat-looking shoes. And it's fucking killing me right now. Like, go out, check his Twitter. His handle's AB84. It's killing me. All right, so let's get this started. So this is episode 1. It's episode 1 of the currently unnamed podcast of a fat fella. I have no fucking idea what I'm going to name this. I was kicking around the idea of calling it the Dunning-Kruger podcast because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm confident enough to do it, which is a very Dunning-Kruger way of explaining the Dunning-Kruger effect, which I'm pretty sure I'm about 90% wrong, but it doesn't fucking matter. I know just enough to be confident in what I'm doing. So I wanted to get this out. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Is put out a podcast. Mainly for a couple reasons. One, I need a creative outlet. Really need a creative outlet. I have my band, but we really don't play much. Everyone's got stuff going on in their life. It's rough. And 2, I like to talk. Those of you that know me, I'm pretty sure that you'll understand. For the rest of you, you're about to find out. I like to talk. Definitely have diarrhea of the mouth. And I just put shit out there. I don't care. And yesterday, I got a big boost. I'm going to watch this video again. It kills me. He should be on a sailboat with those shoes. I want a pair of those now. This is not me talking shit. This is me in awe, thinking to myself that I need workout shoes when I go and work out, when really I just need something that's going to cover my feet. Fuck it, right? If you're good enough, you're not going to crush your toe anyway. So it's not like you need something to protect yourself. Anyway, back to it. So first episode, put it out there. Yesterday, put out my first YouTube video. Was not planning on putting out a YouTube video, by the way. If you want to check it out, you can find my channel. Just search for Fat Fella. It's the first one that pops up. I don't have a picture. It's just like an F. Got the one video. It's me trying out a aloe vera drink, which go check it out. Give me a like and subscribe. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares? Gonna have more videos of those coming out. Had a fun time. So what happened is I got the drink from a friend of mine, and she wanted me to try it. She and her son really enjoy them, and she just wanted to know what my thoughts were on it, because I'm kind of an opinionated asshole, and so it can be fun sometimes. Sat on it for a little while, figured I would make a spectacle out of it. Was going to put it on Instagram instead. But instead of Instagram, what I did is I put it on YouTube and had to create a channel. So figured, fuck it, let's keep going with it. So there's going to be more videos of that. I'm going to be testing, or not testing, but basically reviewing just different things. And yeah, more to come on that. But the podcast. So I have a list of things that I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about it for a while, but putting together a list of just kind of overarching topics, things that I can speak on, things that I think I can speak about, and topics that I think I know enough about that, again, the Dunning-Kruger effect. I know enough to feel like I know what I'm talking about, and really, that's all I need, because I'm that asshole. I'm the guy that knows just enough to have a conversation about it. So this being the first episode, probably not going to jump into any of those. Probably not. Just a few things that are going to pop up in the future. I love music. Definitely going to explore some topics of music, whether it's rock or metal. Might dabble in a little bit of hip hop. Not much of a hip hop fan. Fairly new to the genre, but there's some. It's weird. They're going through a stage right now that I feel is very similar to what happened in the '90s with rock and roll. So talk about that later. Huge wrestling nerd. So if you like pro wrestling, stick around. Check out some of the later podcasts. I'm going to start talking about those. Really trying to branch out too from the mainstream WWE. You've got AEW coming up. But you've also got, New Japan, you've got AAA, Impact Wrestling is still around. Ring of Honor seems to be dying off a bit, so we'll see what happens there. But there's also one that I actually really want to get into is MLW, Major League Wrestling. Dig that shit. I've watched a couple episodes, really good stuff. And video games, also another one. Let's be real. 33-year-old man. I grew up with video games. It's going to be a topic. Video games and pro wrestling, man. That was my heyday right there. And just a few other things. Probably talk about some books. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try to get some guests on. I've got my wife. She's also opinionated in the best way possible. I've got a lot of friends who are also opinionated, and just may have them on. Talk with them once I get a multi-microphone setup, do something like that. But yeah, so, man, that is about basically it. So keep an eye out. Going to release the first episode of my podcast later on in the week. Don't know which day just yet. All of this is really just kind of to get things out there. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll talk about that. Because that is a topic that I'm familiar with. Again, enough that I feel like I can talk about. That's putting yourself out there, which is what I'm doing right now. I am putting myself out there, and eventually I'm going to start telling people about this, and I am basically saying, hey, I'm entertaining enough for you to take time out of your day and listen to me. And I've done that before with a couple bands. It's a rough thing to do. It's kind of a scary thing to do. You're not always going to be 100% prepared for it. But eventually, if you want it to happen, you just got to say fuck it and throw it out there. And there's a tweet that I've been staring at for quite a while. It came out on April 1st. So you'd think this might be a joke tweet, but it's not. I mean, it may have been, but it's not to me. And the tweet is from We're Not Wizards Tabletop Podcast. Tweeted out, their handle is We're Not Wizards. And it goes like this, and it says, your first podcast will be awful. Your first video will be awful. Your first article will be awful. Your first art will be awful. Your first photo will be awful. Your first game will be awful. But you can't make your 50th without making your first. So get it over with and make it. So here is me getting it the fuck over with. This is my first podcast, had my first video. This is the first of hopefully many, first of a long time. So yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. This is just, again, a quick introduction just to get it the fuck out the way. And also to learn how to edit this, because I know I'm going to have to go through that process. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out. There's going to be more. All right. Later.